Hello everyone, and welcome back to another brand new The Bluebirds podcast, featuring me, Sam Marine, a fellow Bluebird himself, and a long-time Cardiff fan, and I own Cardiff Fan TV on Facebook. If you're a football fan, if you're a Welsh fan, then make sure you go over to that Facebook page, Cardiff Fan TV, and of course show your love and support. But before we kick things off in today's podcast, make sure you do show your love and support on this YouTube channel and this video. All you have to do is like, comment, share and subscribe. So, in today's podcast, we are going to be discussing the poor form in Cardiff, the FA Cup defeat, the end result in what is going to be happening to manager Neil Harris, and much more as well. So let's kick off with the form before the FA Cup against Forest. Now, Cardiff have not been doing that great in terms of form. So, yeah, and we lost our skipper, Sean Morrison, which was a huge blow for us because, of course, at the FA Cup match against Forest, we played Joe Bennett, which in hindsight shouldn't have happened because Bakuna has been playing right back throughout the season due to the injury of Tutu. So yeah, I would have had Bakuna instead of Bennett, but it seemed evident that our troubles would carry over to the FA Cup because within minutes our hopes in the FA Cup were gone with a 1-0 defeat to Nottingham Forest, fellow struggling side in the Championship as well. So that is unfortunate, but of course you had other things happening in the FA Cup that was probably taking the limelight more, such as obviously the Chorley result against a Derby team who have struggled with the virus, so they had to put out their youngsters against Chorley, but take no bones about it. It's obviously a fantastic feat for Chorley, and yeah, well done to everyone at Chorley, but not just them. At Crawley, who beat Leeds United. Leeds United, big team, tough team. So yeah, well done to both Chorley and Crawley. So the FA Cup was a welcome return, but the issues remain for Cardiff City, of course. So that being said, let's move on to the nitty gritty of today's podcast. Manager Neil Harris. So, Neil Harris, obviously Cardiff City manager for a while, since last season, took over from a fantastic Neil Warnock, of course, who got promotion for Cardiff City previously. And as soon as Warnock left, we fans had choice of either Harris or Bowen. I don't know if that's his name, but the Charlton manager, and we went with Neil Harris. Now, Harris's record of being good, he's a fantastic manager, don't get me wrong, but his record in the Championship with Millwall have just been mid-table, just missing out on playoffs, and that's it. But we did wonders. We did for a while, and yeah, our season's been up and down. This season has been more down than up, but it's been an odd season for Cardiff City and fans, of course, for the club, because without the fans, the club are struggling massively. There's no doubt about it. And not only that, Harris's form with us has not been too great. Obviously, we had the lucky spell. I think it was a bit of luck to it, but I think that when Cardiff returned, when football returned after the March lockdowns and all that last season, last year, I remember the last match we had was against Brentford at home. So yeah, all I'm saying is we did amazing with Harris when we returned back in April, was it, or May, one or the other, and we did get from nowhere straight into the playoffs. Semi-final as well. We faced a Fulham side that we obviously didn't know what they were on. Like they were there throughout their season. Cardiff just came outside the playoffs and just gathered momentum as the other teams struggle to realise what is happening around the world and around their club. So Cardiff somehow thrived on the misfortune of others when football returned, which was, I'm not complaining, but that made fans think for this season that we have to get to the playoffs. We have to do this again, because we all know how great our team is, but the players are not performing for Neil Harris himself. So after this has happened, we are in this season with a lot of things happening beyond the scenes, and this week could be the last week for Neil Harris. So let me give you an insight to what is happening at the club. Right, the club are finalising a manager as we speak to replace Neil Harris as Cardiff City boss. But there have been rumours of Bellamy or Pulis and maybe Eddie Howe. But Eddie Howe has confirmed that he wants to take over a Premier League side. So he rejected the offer to go and join Cardiff, which is obviously very important for Eddie's future plans in terms of management. But of course, there's Pulis and Bellamy, both Welsh, of course. Who wouldn't want a Welshman taking over for Cardiff? A Welsh side, of course, but they are not on the list. So that makes me wonder who is it that could be near to entering the frame and to enter the Bluebirds' front door as their manager. I always wanted David Wagner, the former Huddersfield boss, who's currently in Germany, I think, at the moment. So imagine if Wagner came to Cardiff and got us promoted. I mean, he done it before, didn't he? So who knows? It could be Wagner. It could be anyone. It could be completely anyone. But all I'm saying is that they are nearly finalised. They're nearly done with getting the replacement in for Neil Harris, and whether they want to give him Neil Harris the weekend against Norwich, I don't know, but he is not going to be a Cardiff City manager for much longer. And furthermore, Cardiff have offered Harris a compensation to get rid of him early on, but Neil Harris has rejected that. So, the latest on Harris's side is that he thinks that he wants to change the philosophy of the club, the thinking of the club. And yeah, I have a feeling things will get messy when he leaves. Obviously. So yeah. But the good news is he won't be manager much longer for Cardiff City. I mean, he's a good manager, don't get me wrong. Neil Harris is a fantastic manager for someone like Preston, someone like Birmingham, someone like, I don't know, someone like Luton. Somewhere in that bracket, he would do wonders. But I just think that there's too much problems happening at Cardiff at the moment. And I think Cardiff is a bit of a bigger club than he thought, and probably that the club is just too big for Harris. So yeah, all respect to Harris though, he has done wonders for our club till today, and yeah, hopefully he gets a good club in the future. But he has done wonders for us. He nearly got us promoted, for goodness sake. That's how good he is. And yeah, but that's it for Harris, because Harris, whether you hate him or love him, he is a good manager regardless, and he will continue to be a good manager after Cardiff. So let's move on to why Cardiff have been poor. Now, it could be a various of factors. It could be the tactics, it could be the attitude, it could be the belief for the players, and it could be just a mixture of everything really, because as soon as Warnock left, there felt like there was a big hole in Cardiff, because he left Warnock after bringing the club together. So yeah, I don't know what it is. We need a lot of players. We need players for right back, I reckon. I think we need players for we need a striker really. We can't really rely on Glatzel. I know it's a bit harsh to bring someone in to replace Glatzel, but Glatzel has his limitations, of course, in terms of his ball control and all that jazz. So I say striker, right back, centre back, and maybe left back, because no matter what you think of Bennett, he's done a fantastic job for us. So yeah, just someone to challenge Joe Bennett. And right back, I mean, self-explanatory really. Can't really have Bakuna there all the time, can you? Yeah. So I think the keeper's alright. Midfield might need a little change up, because I think I'm not the only one that's saying basically that I'm just tired of seeing either Rouse and Pack in midfield on the team sheet. Yes, they're good players, but we need some spark in the middle. We need something that would boost the team in terms of not going forward, but going backwards as well, like defence and all that jazz. So hopefully we bring in some midfielder, a winger preferably, but Ojo and Wilson I reckon would do wonders on the wings. And so yeah, overall it needs something to give it a good spark. Needs like a magician in midfield. We are missing someone like Tomlin though, so the ingoings are a lot, but the outgoings could and would and should be a lot. I'm thinking, I know this is harsh, but it's time to move on with players like Hoyett, Murphy, Tomlin, maybe, yeah, Aidan Flint, Bakuna, Pack. I mean, I think ideally we want to keep Volks, so because the Welsh connection and all that. So yeah, but the wingers need to go. Obviously, Wilson and Ojo stay. Tutu stays. Obviously, we don't know what Arsenal wanting for Tutu, but he stays, and yeah. Awesome times ahead, getting a new manager in, and so yeah, so let's bring you towards the preview for the match on the weekend against Norwich. Now, Norwich, 15th place Cardiff against top of the table Norwich. I reckon we'll lose, regardless if we bring in a new manager or not. We'll lose. There's a lot of things that need to happen ASAP in the club, but in terms of doing anything against Norwich, I very much doubt that. They lost last time, Norwich, away against Watford 1-0 I believe, so they want to come back with a good result. And I mean, it weren't that far away that Norwich played Cardiff at their ground, so yeah, it's going to be a tough watch on the weekend for Cardiff fans, but just think this time next week we could have our new manager in. So with that said, let me know down below who you think our next manager is. Let me know what you think of the whole situation with Neil Harris, and let me know your score predictions down below. My score predictions is Norwich is gonna beat Cardiff. Obviously it's at Cardiff Stadium, so I reckon it'll be Cardiff 1, Norwich 3. I think there's too much quality in the Norwich team to stop. I mean, they've been talking about Kiefer Moore being available for the game. If that happens, then that's the reason for the goal for us. But as soon as they score, it'll be just like a massacre. They'll just walk all over us, especially at our ground. So yeah, 3-1 to Norwich for the weekend, my prediction. But let me know down below your prediction, and obviously the manager. I wish the manager was Wagner, but I doubt that'll happen. So yeah, anyone could be good for Cardiff. Maybe it's Newport manager Mike Flynn, who knows. But all we know is that the future could be bright for the Bluebirds. And with that said in mind, thank you all for watching or listening to me on YouTube. Thank you for joining me for today. Don't worry, Bluebirds fans, we're on our way.